Dexter Scott King, a complex legacy beyond the shadow of a dream. Dexter Scott King, the second son of the legendary civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King, has lived much of his life in the public eye. Born on January 30, 1961, his life has been a unique blend of personal achievement, public service, and the inevitable scrutiny that comes with his surname. Despite his efforts to further his father's legacy of nonviolence and racial equality, Dexter's life has not been without controversy and intrigue. Here, we delve into some of the most notable, complex, and often misunderstood aspects of his life. Fact number 1. The Reluctant Leader. In 1995, Dexter Scott King stepped into the leadership role at the Martin Luther King Jr. Center for Nonviolent Social Change, taking over an institution that was not just a cornerstone of his father's legacy but a beacon for civil rights education and advocacy worldwide. His ascent to the presidency was a significant shift, reflecting a new era for the center. Dexter's leadership was marked by a push towards modernization, emphasizing the importance of digital technology and global outreach to disseminate his father's teachings. This strategic shift included partnerships with technology companies and the launch of digital archives, making Dr. King's speeches and writings more accessible to a global audience. However, this approach, while innovative, sparked debates within the civil rights community and the King family, with some members questioning the prioritization of digital over traditional grassroots activism. The tension highlighted a broader debate on how best to carry forward Dr. King's legacy in an increasingly digital age. Number 2. A controversial legacy steward. As steward of the King estate, Dexter found himself at the center of numerous legal battles concerning copyright and licensing agreements related to his father's image and speeches. These legal disputes were not just about protecting intellectual property but also about the ethics of monetizing a legacy that many feel belongs to the public domain. For instance, the estate's litigation efforts included actions against media organizations that used Dr. King's "I Have a Dream" speech without permission. Critics of these actions argued that such a stance hindered the spread of Dr. King's messages, suggesting that the pursuit of financial compensation contradicted the ethos of accessibility and freedom that Dr. King himself championed. These controversies underscored the complexities of legacy stewardship in a world where intellectual property rights often clash with public historical interest. Number 3. Advocacy for judicial review and conspiracy theories. In 1997, Dexter's advocacy took a dramatic turn when he publicly questioned the official account of his father's assassination. This skepticism led him to meet with James Earl Ray, the man convicted of the crime, in a Tennessee prison. During this meeting, Dexter expressed his belief in Ray's innocence and advocated for a retrial, suggesting a broader conspiracy involving government entities. This encounter was not just a personal quest for truth but also a public statement, challenging the narrative of one of the most significant moments in American history. Dexter's subsequent public statements implicated various figures and institutions, including suggesting the involvement of Memphis Police Department officer Lieutenant Earl Clark as the actual assassin, and hinting at complicity at the highest levels of government, including President Lyndon B. Johnson. These claims introduced a new layer to the already complex legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., igniting debates on justice, history, and the possibility of undisclosed truths in the civil rights leader's assassination. Number 4. A life in the arts. Dexter Scott King, following a path divergent from his father's, Martin Luther King Jr., who was assassinated on April 4, 1968, has made significant strides in the arts. He took on the mantle of an actor and producer with a specific focus on projects that illuminate African American history and the enduring influence of his father's legacy. Notably, Dexter lent his voice to portray his father in the animated series The Proud Family episode I Had a Dream, which aired on January 16, 2002, and served as an executive producer for the documentary King, Man of Peace in a Time of War in 2007. These projects underscore Dexter's commitment to utilizing the arts as a conduit for education, empowerment, and the preservation of historical memory. Number 5. The Battle for Family Legacy. The stewardship of the King estate, under Dexter Scott King's leadership, has seen its share of internal strife and public scrutiny. In particular, the proposed sale of Martin Luther King Jr.'s Nobel Peace Prize, awarded in 1964, and his personal Bible sparked a highly publicized legal dispute among the King siblings. The contention reached a peak in February 2014, when legal action was brought against Dexter and Martin Luther King III by their sister, Bernice King, in an attempt to prevent the sale of these irreplaceable items. The litigation laid bare the complexities and emotional weight of managing a historical legacy, casting a spotlight on the challenges of balancing familial bonds with the responsibilities of heritage preservation. The dispute was emblematically resolved in August 2016, when a judge ruled that the Bible and Nobel Peace Prize would remain with the estate, reflecting the deep-seated values and significance these items hold in the broader civil rights movement. Number 6. Advocate for veganism. Dexter Scott King's advocacy for veganism is deeply personal and public. His transition to a vegan lifestyle, motivated by ethical, environmental, and health reasons, was partly inspired by his mother, Coretta Scott King, who embraced veganism in her later years. Dexter has been vocal about the benefits of a plant-based diet, particularly highlighting its importance in combating health disparities within the African American community. These disparities include higher rates of heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. Through his involvement in various public speaking engagements and initiatives, such as supporting vegan food programs in underserved communities, Dexter aims to foster a broader understanding and adoption of veganism. His advocacy is also aligned with environmental sustainability, underscoring the significant impact of dietary choices on global health and the planet. Number 7. A spiritual journey. Dexter Scott King's spiritual odyssey is marked by an openness to diverse religious beliefs and practices, a departure from the Christian foundation laid by his father, Martin Luther King Jr. This exploration has included studying and engaging with various spiritual traditions, reflecting a quest for universal truths and personal peace. While specific practices or affiliations Dexter may have explored are not publicly detailed, his journey underscores a broader trend of seeking spiritual fulfillment beyond traditional religious confines. Number 8. Media and entertainment career. Dexter has made notable contributions to media and entertainment, particularly through roles that resonate with his family's legacy. His portrayal of his father in the 2002 television movie The Rosa Parks Story and his participation in Our Friend, Martin, in 1999 exemplify his efforts to honor and disseminate the values and history of the civil rights movement. These roles are part of Dexter's broader endeavor to use media as a platform for education and social change, embodying his commitment to storytelling as a means of empowerment. Number 9. Personal tragedy and legal disputes within the King family. The King family has faced its share of publicized legal disputes, particularly concerning the management of Martin Luther King Jr.'s estate. The loss of Dexter's sister, Yolanda Denise King, on May 15, 2007, was a significant personal tragedy. Yolanda's death brought acute personal loss into Dexter's life, underscoring the family's public and private sorrows. Legal disputes, notably involving the King siblings, have centered around the management of their parents' intellectual property and the stewardship of the King Center. These disputes have at times resulted in litigation, as seen in the disagreement over the sale of their father's Nobel Peace Prize and personal Bible. Such incidents have been mediated through legal mechanisms and settlements, reflecting the complexities of legacy stewardship within a family of significant historical stature. Number 10. A private life amidst public expectations. Despite the inevitable public interest, Dexter has managed to keep aspects of his personal life, including his marriage to Leah Weber in 2013, relatively private. Leah Weber King, with her background in broadcast journalism and leadership of a nonprofit organization, shares Dexter's commitment to social advocacy, yet they have maintained a low public profile as a couple. This privacy extends to Dexter's daily life and interactions, which he has largely kept away from the public eye, signifying his desire to carve out a personal sphere distinct from his public persona and family legacy.